And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 911. Today is Thursday, March 17th, 2022, and I'm King here to bridge the gap between the community and crypto every day, Monday through Friday at 10ish. And today's top stories: Congress members concerned SEC stifling innovation with crypto scrutiny. Fed raises the benchmark interest rate by 25 basis points. We're already buying, says Terra founder, plans to obtain $10 billion of Bitcoin for reserves. Exodus crypto wallet starts trading on SEC registered platform and more. But first and foremost, let's go ahead and take a look at these prices as I bring up you all's favorites coin market cap here. Looks like Bitcoin, of course, is coming in. We got a lot of green today. Bitcoin is coming in at $41,079, up 1.39%. Ethereum's at $2,818, up 5.21%. You got BNB at number 4 at $391, up 3.75%. Let's see, Terra at number 7, $89.23, up 0.18%. Solana at number 9 at $89, up 7.22%, and Avalanche round out number 10 at $81.43, up 15.5%. One of the biggest gainers, actually. But for the real biggest gainers, we have Catboy. I've never heard of this one, but I heard of Cat Dog before. But here's Catboy, up 662%. Of course, ApeCoin. I'm assuming off of the Ape NFTs that just got launched. I'm not sure if this is the exact same coin or there's someone just literally copying the name, but that's up 596.99%. And then you got number 3, Hydra Meta. I'm not sure what that is either, but it's up 305.27% as well. So those are the biggest gainers of projects you've never heard of. All right, really quick, I want to give some shout outs before we get this show rolling. Anacario, what's going on? Michael Kennedy, Wendy Nichols, BK Born, Bedside Rays, T Breezy, Dallas Prince, Fatima Boyd, let's see, 11 Super Mario, good morning, good morning. Satoshi Slim, everybody welcome to the chat. What's the word? What's going on? The shadow ban is real, said John Bulwer. Here, let me check my notifications and see if I got one. No, I got the notification. I'm not sure what's going on. Of course, I know for some people in the Terra community, the notification is triggering. Don't worry, we'll be talking about that here in a moment. But top story of the day, let's jump into it. Congress is tripping again, but this time is looking good, at least for us in the crypto community. Congress members concerned the SEC is stifling innovation with crypto scrutiny. I mean, goodness gracious, we've only been screaming it for years, people. Like, this is something, again, we have, not only do we have like anecdotal experience with firsthand experience, but also like we have talked to other businesses, other people in the industry. This is a real thing. Like, we faced this back in 2016. You remember some of the things when I say Bitcoin's, they've been had this idea, he's been had that idea. We haven't launched a lot of these ideas because in some way, shape, or form, it has been made illegal throughout the past few years out the blue. But again, we're seeing the words being used overburdensome. 8 members of Congress have expressed concern that Gary Gensler's scrutiny of crypto firms is unfairly suffocating the industry. It is about, you know what, let's go ahead and give them a loud round of applause for them actually stepping up to say something. Let's go ahead and give them some. I mean, one of the most egregious ones I can think of off the top of my head where they stifled and they were overburdensome was the fact that retail investors, mom and pops, normal people couldn't get into the buying, selling, and trading of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies as part of any type of fund, essentially before like the last year or so. And even then, they're essentially funneling everyone to exchanges. They only allowed VCs and banks to operate hedge funds to only accredited investors to buy and sell of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other digital assets. That was one of the most egregious things to me, because it's like, how are you literally going to tell the entire population who's able to buy and sell Bitcoin and cryptocurrency on their own already, they just don't know it yet, that they can't pool their resources and value together to buy more cryptocurrency and Bitcoin? To me, that was pretty egregious, but they did it. They literally said, no, retail investors can't, only accredited investors can. But looks like here in a bipartisan letter put forward by Republican Minnesota Congressman Tom Emmer. Shout out to Tom Emmer. Shout out to Tom Emmer. A cohort of Congress members has written to the United States Securities and Exchange Commission Chairman Gary Gensler to challenge the regulated scrutiny of cryptocurrency firms and express concern that an overburdensome investigation may be suffocating the crypto industry. They suggest that the SEC is drowning companies in paperwork in contravention of the SEC's stated aims and mandated jurisdiction. Emmer tweeted to his 51,000 followers, "My office has received numerous tips from crypto and blockchain firms that SEC Chair Gary Gensler's information reporting requests to the crypto community are overburdensome, don't feel particularly voluntary, I can't say the word, voluntary, and are stifling innovation." You can see that here. And see, this is why I sent a bipartisan letter today to SEC Chair Gary Gensler with, of course, this bipartisan support. So I'm gonna break this down really quick. What's been happening, what's happening now, what it means for the industry. This is all amazing news. So essentially, Gary Gensler and the SEC has been using mafia tactics to keep other crypto companies down. Why, you ask? Why would you want to keep down American civilians who are hardworking and is trying their best to make a way for their family? Well, the reason why is because the original stakeholders, the original people who always go cry to the nanny state, who go cry to the government and say things aren't fair, are actually the people with the most power. So essentially you have banks, you have literal banks and CEOs of banks, multimillionaires, some multi-billionaires, along the likes of JP Morgan Chase, who picked up the phone, not only to the government officials, politicians, to say, hey, vote no against this. Don't let crypto companies come to New York City and fashions like that. They also called the SEC. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Let's not forget how you got in office, right? Like maybe you were appointed through a politician we funded. So that politician's calling you. And so is some banker who was able to get your number from that politician, right? So these are your stakeholders. They are the ones calling the SEC, not retail mom and pop people, not people like you and I. We're not calling the SEC saying, hey, Gary, why can't we do this in the crypto space? But those bankers with a lot of money and influence, they are calling the likes of the SEC, and they're using them as their personal guard dogs, essentially. Attack all these crypto companies. They're destroying the banks. And that's what you're seeing the SEC do. When they do things like go against Ripple, and it's been almost a year or plus, and there's no convictions, there's nothing happening, there's no fines, they're literally trying to drown your company in paperwork to just slow you down so the next company can overtake you. Now, one thing that they didn't see coming, which we did, which we keep saying this war is already won, is these owls will continue to get more bipartisan. They'll continue to get muddled. There won't be this whole, yeah, like we agree with the SEC because it's the SEC and we're Americans and then we know they're going to do the right thing. They won't do anything corrupt or unjust. No, now we finally have the cracks starting to show. And the reason why they're starting to show is, I mean, it literally points it out in the article, which is what I love right now. I don't even have to say this is my analysis, this is what I think. They pointed out in the article. The office says, Representative Emmer, my office has received numerous tips from crypto and blockchain firms. This is where it's changing at right there. Crypto and blockchain firms. Essentially, other politicians who are starting to get funding and capital for their campaigns from crypto firms, that's starting to trickle down to Congress people as well, to regulators as well. So now you actually have Congress people say, oh, this isn't, we're not 100% here for the banks anymore. No. Now we have crypto.com arena giving us money. Now we have FTX arena giving us money. Now we have Coinbase giving us money. Whoa. The way the SEC has been operating is unfair. It literally just took for other crypto companies to essentially start becoming stakeholders of these regulators and politicians, i.e. providing capital value or value in terms of capital for them to say, all right, this shit ain't fair no more. Like it hasn't been right. It took to 2022 for Congress, 8 members of Congress to step up and say, this isn't fair, this isn't right. It literally took that long. So whatever, innovation or whatever, this is why it gets stifled. This is why we see the government moving slow. I'm just happy to actually see it being done. So let's be clear about this. Not me, not Bitcoin Zane King Bless, but 8 members of Congress have come out against the SEC and say, hey, you guys are being overburdensome, says the crypto community. We're not volunteering to give you this information. and you're stifling innovation. This is why I say gang, because these are gang and mafia tactics. Don't believe me? Let's take a peek at this video. I've actually showed this video before, but I just wanted to show this video in this soundbite of Sammy the Bull Gravano. For those who don't know, of course, was a big mafia hitman, like second in command behind the Teflon Don. I can't even think of his name right now because I'm bringing up so many different windows right now. John Gotti, of course. So for those who don't know, Sammy the Bull Gravano worked for John Gotti back in the day. Sammy the Bull admittedly killed however many people, right? Let's say 15 plus type of people himself. He was involved in all types of murders. And his testimony helped send, of course, I just said the boss that he worked for, John Gotti's, yeah. He helped send John Gotti to prison, right? And of course, Sammy the Bull Gravano was set free. A lot of people were actually upset that he was set free by the United States government because they're like, hey, whether he helped send a mafia boss to prison or not, the guy admitted on stand to killing, 10 plus people himself. So why we let him free? They said, hey, we let Sammy the Bull Gravano free because even though he admitted to killing 10 to 15 people, whatever it was, to incarcerate this mafia boss, John Gotti, the second was more, or John Gotti was more important, right? I just want to make that clear because when they took his testimony, when they took the things he said, they didn't say, oh, some of this is factual and some of this is fake. No. They was like, everything that Sammy the Bull is saying is real. And we putting all these people in prison, I believe using the RICO at the time, we're putting all these people in prison based off of what he's saying, right? I just want to make sure we're clear on that because, again, we're about to listen to another testimony of sorts from Sammy the Bull Gravano when he actually spoke, I think to Diana, I don't want to get her name wrong, Diana Sawyer on an interview. Let's just check this out, what he said about construction and how you could actually stop competing companies when you're in the construction business. Let's take a quick peek.
If we wanted to stop a project, we can just go right to the Teamster foreman and just say, run this by the book. Every truck that comes in, check his tires, which is all union rules. Check if he's in good standing.
And see, this is why I hate right here, because this is what the SEC is doing. If we wanted to stop or slow somebody down, all we had to do was tell them to play it by the book. Check his tires, check the logs, check everything you can check. And again, the way the narrative is spinning this to the regular American citizen, they're going to say, what's wrong? Like regulators and politicians are just doing their job. Let me, hold on, let me get that, where is it? Let me get that Ned Flanders real quick.
Diddly oodly. Noodly oodly. Noodly doodly diddly doodly. Loony oodly daddler.
But by golly, I don't know what the government's doing wrong. They're only doing their job, right? Everybody just coming to work, clocking in 9 to 5. Yes, and so were the Nazis, right? Everybody was just doing their job. So like he said, he starts off by saying, if he wanted to slow or stop another company down, all you had to do is play it by the book. Check the tires, check the logs, slow them down. Let's take another listen real quick.
Check his tires, which is all union rules. Check if he's in good standing with the union, if he's up to date with his dues. That truck could sit there for an hour, but by the end of the day, there'll be 40 trucks, 50 trucks on the line to get in. They can't get in. So we'll slow that project down. We'll destroy it.
He says sometimes fear alone would get the job done.
So literally, he just said, to destroy a project, to stop a project, you would check the logs, make sure they're a part of the union membership. You do all this, you do all that. You slow one truck down before you know you stop 40 trucks, and you do that every day until literally a company bleeds out. That is what the government is doing with XRP right now. They're not even trying to win the case. Just slow them down. Let Ethereum get some more steam ahead of them. And that's the same thing these 8 Congress members are calling out SEC Chairman Gary Gensler for. It is corruption, it's immoral and unethical, all that shit that they say everybody else is doing. That's what they're actually doing themselves. They are literally giving crypto companies paperwork, subpoenas, this and the other, not to stop the company, but to literally just slow down this Bitcoin and cryptocurrency train. So again, gang on the gang. Shout out to the gang, man. I mean, again, you have to be impressed with this level of effective leadership we're seeing from the United States. At the very least, we can say this is effective leadership because they have essentially forced the crypto market to do what they want many times over again. Go ahead, let me take a look at these comment section. I know you are lining this up right now. Hey, I'm not the one doing it to people too. I'm just the one pointing this out. I mean, it's just so obvious. It's literally, you got a mafia hitman telling you how to do it. And then you look at what the government is doing, they're using the exact same playbook. It's kind of hilarious to me, but whatever. Rendo, like Denzel said, was Gucci Warriors surgical with that pump today. You already know it. Lamar West said, man, government's tax laws for capital gains is a form of extortion. In fact, the government's tax laws is extortion. I mean, the tax laws are definitely extortion, especially when you think about the hidden tax of inflation we always talk about. And I said this was going to happen a few weeks ago to people. Gas in LA is already creeping to $8. I told people, give it a few months, a couple months. Like, we're literally going to see, I think in LA, we'll literally see like $8.99 gas. We'll see, like, it will hit $9.97. It will hit $9.95, I think. Like, just for the novelty of seeing $10 gas, someone will do it in LA. It will happen, and all it takes is for one gas station to do it, and the neighbor going to be like, oh, we had $8, $9? Yes, we had $8, $9. Like, it will be no rhyme or reason. To me, that is inflation right there. You can't go the year before gas is $3 or $4 and next year is $9, $8. Like, that isn't a hidden tax right there. That is inflation. That inflation is a tax in and of itself. So let's not forget that either. So you're really getting taxed on your money like 2 or 3 different times. You talk about a sales tax or capital gains tax, whatever, and then an actual, the inflation, which is a tax itself. It's kind of crazy to me. It's kind of crazy. Let's see what else we got. 5252 crypto, what's going on? Good morning, best show. Prophet and King, hold it down. Subscribe, like, share, get the masterclass. You already know it. Let's see, fully notified. Now smack those likes. There we go. I guess a few people not getting notifications. That sucks. Hopefully we start to get those. Young Ear said, protecting the stock market with those bans. Exactly. So that's really what happens, right? That's what the SEC, they say they're here to protect American citizens, civilians. No, they're here to protect the small minority. And yeah, you're right. That minority is probably the majority on the stock market. That's what they're here to protect. They're here to make sure that S&P doesn't slide too much every day. And the reason why they're here to protect that, don't forget, everything they say can fall back on these 2 words. Hey, if the SEC doesn't do this, and the NASDAQ or any other traditional legacy organization or platform that we have, if we let that fail, it's national security, folks. Goddamn, that's something happens to the NASDAQ, S&P, that's national security. They will always fall back to those 2 words. They're trying to protect you regular people. We're talking about big money. You regular people want to understand, right? Mom and pops want to understand. Only the bankers and the wealthy CEOs will understand. But we're really trying to protect you all when the SEC and Gary Gensler makes these calls. Like, again, it's ridiculous, people. It's crazy. Let's see. Richard Johnson said, if you want to know how the elected operate, watch Eddie Murphy, the Distinguished Gentleman. Let's see. What else we got? And really quick, the reason why I wanted to point this out is because there is hope. For those who've been on the fence still about cryptocurrency, if you know somebody on the fence about Bitcoin, show them articles like that. It's like, no, Congress is starting to split. The ranks are not the same. I mean, 2 or 3 years ago, this what you wouldn't have 8 people sign this. You wouldn't have 8 people step up on a tweet to SEC Gary Gensler. No, everyone was falling in line. So the fact that we're already seeing other Congress people start to say, well, I really don't agree with everything you're saying. Like, to me, that's a win in of itself. That secures the Bitcoin network and the Bitcoin blockchain a little bit more than what it did yesterday. Let's see. Michael Kennedy did. We see the senators running on the platform of making Bitcoin a legal tender. I haven't seen it yet, but goodness gracious, we know it is coming. So we'll see. Yep. L. Devnum says Sammy was a beast. There it is. Natty Stoic said that's how is dinner in court. Basically, then examples. Yep, they do the same thing in court as well. 5252 Crypto, thank you for the tip. Like, share, and subscribe. Get the masterclass. LFG, Prophet, and King the Truth, ICE internal combustion engine are no longer produced in 2025. Mercedes and Nissan, FYI. Go EV team, self-sufficiency, folks. There we go. Thanks for that, 5252 Crypto. Much appreciated. And yes, you already know I'm talking about Exodus Wallet. We'll be talking about them in a second. Let's see what else we have. Successful U.S. capitalism is based on cutting corners, says Encario. When you're gang enforcing all the corrupt rules is ironically how you win. Think all the tax loopholes exploited by the rich. And again, I agree with you. The only reason I'm even pointing this out is because it does have to do specifically with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. But I agree. And that's my point about, I guess now we're calling it effective leaders. Whatever effective leader is good or bad, if they cut corners to leadership, I mean, it's a part of the game, people. So I agree with Encario. Cutting corners is a part of successful capitalism. So yeah, it's kind of part of the game. It just is what it is. Let's see. Surreal Innovation said it's the Ned Flanders mentality that gets me. That's what really gets me, is the fact I will point that out. And literally, if we talk about XRP and the SEC, there are still people be like, well, the SEC is just doing their job. They're just making sure investors aren't being scammed or tricked by XRP. And this is coming from somebody who's not even like a long-term believer of the project. I'm not even a bag holder anymore. But you can literally see with the what they're doing with, like, for me, with the XRP thing, at this point, you're the government. You're the federal government of the United States. You're the SEC. If you don't have anything, if you can't move forward, it's empty. It's a dead case. They should just drop it off principle anyway. Maybe that should be the new law where it's like, hey, SEC, you got 3 weeks to subpoena and convict or do whatever you're going to do. If you can't do it in 3 weeks, then you probably can't do it to begin with. You're wasting taxpayer dollars at the end of the day, because let's not forget who's paying for the SEC to actually do whatever they are doing against XRP Ripple. Like the United States civilians, the taxpayers are paying for that. So let's not forget that. All right, what else we have? Fed raises benchmark interest rate by 25 basis points. That's right. The prospect of higher rates has weighed on Bitcoin and other risky assets. In a widely telegraphed and anticipated move, the U.S. Federal Reserve said Wednesday that will lift the Fed funds rate by a 1/4 percentage point to a range of 0.25% to 0.5% from the current rate of close to zero. This is the first time since December of 2018 that the central bank has raised its benchmark interest rate. Again, I like to point out to these raising of rates, to the printing of money we saw at the beginning of COVID, all the way to and through last year. This is volatility to me. Like, this was crazy. This is why Bitcoin is not volatile for all those who still look at Bitcoin as investment. This is why Bitcoin isn't volatile. 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin, no matter how you cut it. You cannot change that. Over here in the fiat currency world, $1 equals $1 until we print $25 billion in 1 year, or whatever we printed last year. And then we raise the interest rate, and then we have inflation. So the dollar really even doesn't equal a dollar now. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's volatility. Just because you don't wake up and $1 isn't equal $1.12, or you wake up the next day and $1 equals $3, it does in the pricing we have. It just doesn't to the onset in your bank account. You don't wake up and your $1,000 turned to $3,000. But yeah, when you wake up, usually that $1,000 in your bank account is usually worth $1 less, a few dollars less. Like, as of right now, the last 3 to 6 months, when we do talk about gas prices, the inflation of food prices, hell, chicken wings are cost flats. People, if you listen, I told somebody the other day, I was going to stunt. I was going to go like the wing stop, buy me a 20-piece and drive around LA all night, listen to music, my top back. And then I remember my car got stolen. But seriously, like, that is going to be stunted in 2020. You want to show your new age drip? Just drive around on live stream. But like, that is inflation, people. Inflation makes your money more volatile. So does all these other things that are going on in the market. So again, inflation remains elevated, reflecting supply and demand imbalances related to the pandemic, higher energy prices, and broader price pressures, the Fed said in a statement. And here's the crazy part. The Federal Reserve, a private company, is blaming this on everything else but themselves. Like, imagine this is a human who walked into your office and you say, hey, what's going on with the money? It's volatile right now. It's crazy. Well, it ain't us, right? I know it's my job. I mean, I'm a private company who's been charged with this whole money shit for the entire United States, and by way of that, the entire planet. They come into your office and say inflation remains elevated, reflecting supply and demand imbalances related to the pandemic. Ain't our fault, boss. It was the pandemic. Higher energy prices and broader price pressures. No, you control it. Don't come in and tell me, well, it's the market and pandemic and da. It sounds like someone needs to be fired. It sounds like you can't adapt. It sounds like we need someone else in this very important position. The implications for the U.S. economy are highly uncertain, but in the near term, the invasion and related events are likely to create additional upward pressure on inflation and weigh on economic activity. Here's the deal, people. only reason we're bringing up this article when it comes to inflation and all this stuff, because we care about, how it affects the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market, right? In the short term, I do not think it's going to affect the market. We're already seeing that today. They're saying, Bitcoin responded with like a 2.8% increase. It's like, we know that's regular chop, that's regular volatility for those who look at the fiat price. So I don't think we're going to see this being reflected in the Bitcoin and crypto market in the short term. And here's why. Because even though the writing's on the wall and everybody's talking about inflation and all this stuff, to the normal American, they don't understand the economy. They don't know how money works. They don't know where money comes from. Hell, a lot of people still think the dollar is backed by gold. Okay, like the average American does not understand how the U.S. economy works or how money works in general. And probably not just the average American, probably the average person on the planet, right? I say that to say, since they don't know things like inflation, that hidden tax, they don't even understand it's happening. They just know it's high gas prices, inflation, but they don't understand, you're being taxed right now through the money they gave you last year with procedures like this inflation with gas prices. Now, I say all that to say, I think it's going to take, again, for like this, for example, for gas, it needs to hit something egregious. It has to hit like $9.95, $10. It has to have that. Police got to put out a disclaimer. Hey, we're not going over 65. So if somebody else is, they got to wait a day. All right. Like when they put out that disclaimer to be like, the police can't afford gas 24/7, which people are actually starting to hear grumblings about in LA. We'll see how that happens. I mean, hey, you talking about LAPD for 10,000 people, all those cars, that's a lot of gas money right now. But when we start to see stuff like that, when milk costs $10, when wings are going to be $25, like when you literally start seeing the prices go crazy, that's when you'll start to see the reflection in the crypto market, I think. In the short term, you won't. It's too quiet for people. It's too stealthily. Like they don't really see what's happening with their money. When they do really see it, like again, I went to CVS the other day, spent excuse me, went to CVS the other day, spent about $100 on soap, tissue, paper towel. Like I had like 8 items, like literally 8 items I spent $100 on. When that starts affecting the average person, I think that's when you'll start to see our market respond to it. Right now, it won't happen because, again, they don't know enough about what's happening or why it's happening. And it's happening so smoothly and so slow. Again, it ain't going to be $10 gas overnight. No, $6. 6 was a big deal. Then it's 7. 7 was a big deal. Folks, 7 is the norm in LA in some parts right now. So they're making it happen slow. People won't notice it happening until it happens. And again, once they look up and say, wait, gas is $10 or $11, that's when they'll be like, all right, let me look into this Bitcoin thing. Or like, because that's when they'll say, this isn't working. I have to do something else. Like, it ain't no more pay raises. You remember, we just had the whole $15 minimum wage debate. That's what was settled upon. This is the inflation that comes with it. Like, this is the way the market works. There aren't any handouts. It's not fair. Life sucks. Yet we know. With all that being said, let's talk about this scam coin out here right now. Trigger alert. We're already buying. Terra founder plans to obtain $10 billion in Bitcoin for reserves. Quan also bullishly emphasized that his stablecoin Terra USD, backed by $10 billion plus in Bitcoin reserves, will open a new monetary era of the Bitcoin standard. So one thing I want to say and point out, we said it here before, we will continue to do sponsors and stuff here. We talk about altcoins here, but here's the point of the entire altcoin market. I mean, this really sums it up. This headline sums it up, people. Like Bitcoin's the one, people. Bitcoin is the internet of money. And the point we try to make with all these projects when they come on and stuff, the thing we ask, why can't Bitcoin do it? Would you ever sell? Would you ever sell for Bitcoin? And usually it's just like, Bitcoin can do it. Yeah, I'm going to sell one day. Of course, I'm going to buy more Bitcoin. Then why not just stay with Bitcoin? Why? Because these projects go, the goal of most of these projects, including probably Terra, and I'm about to bring up Terra to see what it actually does. I know it's a stablecoin or whatever else. I haven't done a deep dive into it. But the real goal of most of these NFT projects, ICO projects, STO projects, futures, shorts, loans, whatever you want, all this stuff that's out there in the space, meme coins, even some farming and staking platforms. The entire point of all those utility tokens is literally for that smart project founder to get more Bitcoin. They're doing it by getting you all or everyone else out there to believe in this new farm, to believe in this new state, to believe in this utility, to believe in this new stablecoin, to believe in this new ICO, to believe in that they all, for the most part, are trash and scams. They literally forked Bitcoin off and then started building from there, okay? My point is, if you why would you be a project and buy $10 billion of Bitcoin and be a project? Just buy the $10 billion of Bitcoin and hold the Bitcoin. Like, this doesn't make sense. But no, we want more Bitcoin. So what we're going to do is tell people we're going to buy up to 10 billion. We've already been buying, increase the value, whatever else we have going on, which I guess is a Terra stablecoin. And then once that increases, you take the extra from that and you buy more Bitcoin, because the whole goal to begin with was to figure out a way to buy Bitcoin. Remember, we said this at the beginning, people. When we first started, we said this, we keep saying it now. There are a few ways to really get yourself in the market. You can mine for Bitcoin, you can buy it peer-to-peer or through an exchange, right? Or you can earn it through services. Maybe you cut hair, maybe you cook, you do that. Or maybe you have this brilliant idea of the next big Bitcoin or next big utility coin or stable coin and blah, blah, blah. And you trade in this project you created out of thin air for real, that some of it isn't even proof of work now. They're literally creating coins out of thin air, no proof of work, nothing, not even proof of stake for some of them. And then people are buying those and they're buying Bitcoin with it. That is the scam. That is the scam in and of itself. So first of all, definitely want to point out the difference between Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is just a digital asset. Bitcoin is actually decentralized. No one owns it. I want to point that out because for whatever reason, again, you still have people trying to lump Bitcoin in with the rest of the scam altcoin market. These are two totally different projects for different reasons. But again, we're talking about Terra. I'm calling it a scam coin right now. I'll call in tomorrow if you got an issue with it. The founder of Terraform Labs and Ethereum competitor Terra, Do Kwon, has outlined plans to accumulate a whopping $10 billion worth of Bitcoin to add to the project's stablecoin reserves. I like how they put outline plans. People, I just told you the plan. The plan is to get you to buy the stablecoin so they can buy the Bitcoin. You need to buy the Bitcoin. Let them have the stablecoin. But Terra is a decentralized blockchain platform that, see, here's the thing already. I haven't done my deep dive, so I won't fully disagree. But what I will say is, if you plan to buy $10 billion worth of Bitcoin to put to stablecoins reserves, someone's doing the buying, which will make that a little less decentralized than what I would like to believe. I'm just going to throw that out there. Yeah, we decentralized, but hey, we got plans to buy $10 billion worth of Bitcoin. All right, I haven't looked. Maybe it's a DAO or something. I haven't looked. It's a decentralized blockchain platform that specializes in stablecoin minting. Its Terra USD is an algorithmic stablecoin pegged to the value of the United States dollar. Okay, so it's pegged to the value of the USD, but we're going to buy $10 billion of Bitcoin. Okay, whatever. Maybe it's just me that seems strange too. With the USD value partly maintained via an equivalent amount of its native token Terra Luna. This is a scam. This is the scam. And now don't get it twisted. Not saying you can't make money off it, but this is the fix. They just said, this decentralized blockchain project said, hey, we're going to buy $10 billion of Bitcoin to add to our reserves, but our actual coin, the reserve that is already backed by is the US dollar, which we just talked about inflation and everything. So we know that can't technically be back one-to-one with an equivalent amount of our actual native token. Is backed by the US dollar and their native token, the percentages of which, who knows, is probably like more percent toward their native token, less percent to the US dollar. That's what is backed by. So they're saying we're going to use US dollars and our native token to buy more Bitcoin to back this stable coin, which is essentially the new fix. The first scam was their native token, Terra Luna. Okay, you bought enough of that. All right, let's do a stable coin. And again, if you're in the market, you know how to play it. Airdrops, all that good stuff, you can make money off it. But for the project, they said, let's make some money off Terra Luna. They did that. They bought some Bitcoin. All right, we need a new play. Terra Luna is starting to look like, hey, we got to actually develop, man. They want to see actual development. All right, well, give them a stable coin. That's development. All right, we gave them a stable coin. All right, what can we do with stable coin? Hey, sell that shit and tell them we're going to buy more Bitcoin. Like, they're literally telling you they're buying more Bitcoin and people are still buying into this project. All right, if that's the case, Hey, send us more money. I want to see Super Chat get lit. Like, I'm going to use the cash to buy more Bitcoin. I don't understand this. Specific details are sparse at this stage. You goddamn right they're sparse. What? If you were going to tell everybody you're doing the scam, you're not going to break it down in detail. You're going to keep it broad. However, Quan noted via Twitter on Monday that Terra would not sell his native asset Luna to build his reserves and that more information is coming soon. The fact that he had to say this, people, he had to tell you he's not going to do it because they're going to do it. Let me ask you this. If he does do it, then what? What is everybody going to do? Let's say he sells Terra. If somebody finds out it crashes the Terra market. Okay, the project still succeeded. They got more Bitcoin. Like that is what they want to do. That's what all these projects. Remember when we had Ripple on here? Shout out to was it Hammer or something? Matt Hammer or something? Matt. We asked him. He's like, at the end of the day, would you sell your Ripple when it's time? He's like, yeah, eventually I would. It's like, that's the point. People aren't trying to sell Bitcoin one day. They're trying to move over to a Bitcoin focused future where there's a settlement layer where we're using Bitcoin, or at least it's being used on the back end. Peer-to-peer electronic cash, that's easier to spend and more attractive to hold, he added, saying that Bitcoin will open a new monetary era of the Bitcoin standard. He said that his stablecoin backed by Bitcoin will open a new monetary era of the Bitcoin standard. Yes and no. I mean, he's right. A stable coin backed by Bitcoin would, like it's fully backed by Bitcoin, would open it up. My issue is that you didn't come out doing that. You came out to get funds. You got your funds, and now all of a sudden you want to move to Bitcoin because you know it will be your Bitcoin. Again, I don't understand how you don't see the scam in this. Like, I'm not even being funny. Yeah, he's right. I don't understand the distinction already. They're already buying Bitcoin, which means your project makes no sense to have. Literally makes no sense to have. People, think about this. The whole point of a stable coin in the crypto and Bitcoin ecosystem for a lot of people is to get out of Bitcoin or whatever other tradable asset you're using without taking a heavy loss and being able to gently re-enter. So you don't have to take your money, move it all to fiat. You don't have to off-ramp it. You can just put it somewhere else where it can stay safe. Why would you have a stable coin backed by Bitcoin when the entire market is literally following what Bitcoin does? So essentially, you could have a stable coin. If you do this, and this is what I'm saying, this is his brilliant idea. It doesn't even make sense. His brilliant idea is to have a cash, a native asset, and a Bitcoin-backed stable coin when the entire market follows Bitcoin. So if you're in this stable coin and Bitcoin takes a freaking nosedive and the majority of your coin is backed by Bitcoin in dollars, like it doesn't make it make sense. This is the scam. This is the scam. But shout out to Terra. You guys are way smarter than me over there because I couldn't figure out how to make a Terra Luna and scam everybody too. But let's not get crazy, people. Like, this is what we mean by all these new projects and why we don't take a deep dive. You really want to take a deep dive into it? I would slap so many projects around left and right. And this is one of them. Usually we don't try to slap them. If you notice, you all been screaming Terra for a while. I'm not saying it's not a good project to become a stakeholder of, because clearly they're scamming somebody. So I'm not saying you can't make money. But what I am saying is, like, this is why whenever people yell at these projects, we look at them and it's like, all right, like there's going to be another top 10 in another 4 months. Like, give it 4 months. There'll be a new top 10. By that time, people will have found that Terra is hustling and shucking, because if they ain't hustling and shucking, I don't know what it is. Real talk. Which do you believe in less, Ada or Terra? Woo, hilarious. Thank you for the tip. Let's see if I had to decide. That's a tough one right there. That's a tough one. I would say in the short term, I believe in Cardano less, because Terra clearly is making, like, they're doing scam shit, right? Like, scam and make money. Oh, we got this new price. We got a stable coin coming out. Oh, we're going to be backed by Bitcoin. So in the short term, I believe in Terra more because they're making a play. In the long term, I believe in Cardano more. And that's not saying much. That's just saying I think Terra will probably die before Cardano, only because they're flying too close to the sun right now. When their headline gets our attention and we're doing this as a story, that's too close to the sun. The hustle's getting too loud, Terra. So because of that, I think they'll have a shorter run. Maybe the only thing that I could be wrong about is because they are doing a stable coin. And again, people don't understand how money works, so they could believe in this stable coin scam. But if they open their eyes, then Terra won't last long. Cardano, the only reason they'll last longer is because he still got, listen, I just saw something where he might go to Africa to do something else, some conference or whatever. The Cardano scam is a longer scam than Terra. They knew it would be a longer scam. They got a lot of smart people on board. Shout out to our Warriors. They knew it would be a longer scam. Cardano was like, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're just not going to do it right now. We're going to give it a little bit more time before we throw our Cardano stable coin and stuff. So, yeah, right now, I believe in Cardano less long term, but excuse me, I believe in Cardano less short term, but I believe in them more long term because they're going to do the same playbook. Let's see. Young Ear said stable coins came into existence for a good reason, to get around capital gain triggering events when selling for a profit and not casing out into fiat. For sure. That's right. Let's see. The lights looking real suspect. Oh, tomorrow I might be sleeping in, people. Let's see. Duquan using that Putin logic. I'm totally not going to sell these lunar reserves. That's what I'm saying. Like, people, thank you. Who was that? Surreal Innovation. For all those who think we love Putin, let's talk about him too. He said, I'm totally not going to sell those lunar reserves. So you tell me, you've already got people to believe in your project. It's worth a lot. And let's say you could sell out 20 to 30% without crashing your entire market for an asset that you can keep forever. You're not going to do it. They're going to do it, people. They're definitely going to do it. Let's see. Satoshi Slim said, I need a new job. These people don't understand that I have a staycation every day from 10ish to 11:30. What the F? Commander Gore said, whoa, Luna is a scam. Oh, Real Talks to the first channel that's called Terra out. This channel is king. And again, I'm not even trying to call him out because if we were doing that, I think Bitcoins, they actually did it. One Fuck Bitcoin Friday when we went down the entire list of like the top 100. He went through like 50 of them, just like tell you why they all suck. We can literally do that. We try not to, but again, today they flew a little bit too close to the sun. I mean, come on, you literally said you're gonna buy $10 billion of Bitcoin. Why? Then go away. Go away, A and B. Who money you gonna use to buy it? I love it. A project that has got everybody's money is now saying what they're gonna spend it on. Everybody's wondering, whoa, what do you mean? Yeah, no, exactly what they mean. They're gonna spend the money from the project on Bitcoin the same way you should have, but you didn't. Jake Fever, thank you for the tip. Said, bro, look at Apecoin. I'm full DGen, LOL. Yeah, I did see Apecoin. I was just trying to figure out if the Apecoin that was on the top, one of the biggest gainers on coin market cap was the same as the NFTs that launched as well. Christopher Allen, what's going on for you to buy Bitcoin? Appreciate y'all. Shout out to Christopher Allen. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. All right, let's see. Oh, man. Listen, I've been waiting for one of you to say something too. Let me give a quick clap at them too. John Nada said, Hex users unaffected. Oh, don't you worry. We can bring up Hex right now. Hex has been the, oh my goodness. Look, I mean, how much money do you want to lose your stakeholders, right? Since Hex loves to talk money, right? Last time we talked about Hex, they were supposed to be on their way to 75 cents from 40 cents. I believe it was like at 40, 45 cents. They were talking about how they were going to 75, 70 cents, how they were the biggest cryptocurrency of the last 2 years, yada, yada, yada. Let's take a peek at Hex. Let's just look at Hex, the savior, since they love to be talked about. Oh, screen sharing failed. Hold on. It doesn't, the screen share don't even want to work right now. Woo, Hex is at 11 cents today. Excuse me. That is right, folks. Hex is at 11 cents. Let me go ahead and look at this all-time chart right here. Because everybody really feels like Hex is untethered to Bitcoin. Ooh, but it looks like it's tethered to Bitcoin when you look at the charts. I mean, look, men lie, women lie, numbers and charts don't. If this doesn't look like it's tethered to Bitcoin, I don't know what is. You remember this, folks? It was at the $9. This is back in September 2017. Excuse me, it was at 48 cents. We were going to 75. No, you're not. Oh, we recovered with the Bitcoin market. And then you went right back down. You remember January, New Year's Day, Bitcoin, proof of keys event. Everybody would draw their crypto from exchanges. Naturally pumps around this time and then is right back. I mean, honestly, Hex, you guys look like you're going back to where you started, just like every altcoin has done in the past. So yeah, let's stop screaming Hex. The project looks like it's pretty shitty as far as fiat price go. And listen, and I want to be clear about something. The only reason I'm pointing out fiat price with Hex is because that's how you all got your community. You all want to talk about Lambos and buying people houses and all this other shit. 11 cents. You're another altcoin. All right, so we're done with that. Really quick, want to go to Terra price though, or not even Terra's price. I came to Terra to actually look at what it does. Look, it's the same thing. They're just a newer project. But they got the same little two titties right there that's about to come down in no time. But again, Terra is a blockchain protocol, fiat peg stable coins, yada, 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 yada. And here's a tall tale tie-in too about a bunch of scam companies. And I'm sorry to play the people who aren't scam companies, but I mean, it is what it is. January 2018. I hate to say this, a lot of projects that launched at the end of 2017, top of 2018, Monaco, aka crypto.com, they were scam projects. And the reason why I'm not, and again, I know a lot of people entered the market at the time, a lot of projects started. It is what it is. They were chasing the bag. The projects that came in at the end of 2017, when Bitcoin hit an all-time high of 19,800, 600, and the projects that came in Q1 of 2018 were on a money grab. They weren't trying to change the world. They weren't trying to show you something technologically advanced. They weren't trying to solve people's problems, barrier to entries, help people, none of that. It was a money grab. They just saw Bitcoin go from $1,000 to 19,600 in 1 year. If you remember, we've never seen anything like it that year. Okay, here's my project, guys. It literally came out the same month all the other scams came out. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. They came out and the two conceived of the project a way to drive the rapid adoption of blockchain technology. Yeah, I know how to drive it, guys. Let's scam a bunch of people and give them to buy our project and we can buy more Bitcoin. Only thing that they didn't account on was for the market to go to a 2-year bear market, which happened. And then they had to come out with their next new thing, which ended up being the stablecoin. People, listen, they just want more Bitcoin. All right, that's what it is. Last but not least, let me go ahead and clap these last fools up before we leave. I've been called this for a while. I've been saying to get away from them. But hey, keep using them. Keep using them and get another tax receipt here in no time. Exodus crypto wallet starts trading on SEC registered platform. Who called it? I mean, goddamn, who called it? Exodus crypto wallet starts trading on SEC registered platform, as they should do anyway. Remember, and shout out to one of the Warriors who came on, and I do get what he was saying. He was saying just use Exodus as a technology, and you want to have this issue. He's basically saying you download the wallet and you disconnect it from its online ability. Like, you never reconnect it, you never turn it back into a hot wallet per se. Even if it's on your desktop, wherever or your phone, you keep it as a warm wallet. Technically, yes. Again, my pushback to that was the reason why they're upgrading is because exploits get found. And if you don't upgrade it and somebody knows you have it, it could be exploited. But I do agree you don't have to keep it online. But the masses who use Exodus are keeping it online. So let's not talk into like a fairy tale world of what we should do. Hell, we shouldn't be paying as many taxes as we're doing, especially with inflation. We shouldn't, but we are. So I want to stay in the real world here. People are using Exodus. It is a hot wallet, essentially, for where people use it. They don't use it as a warm wallet. They use it as a hot wallet. Exodus already came out and said they were going to go public. And again, I will shout out Exodus and say this, like, I get it. I get it. You talk about development, all the hard work you have to put in, all the free stuff. Like, they're giving the wallet away free, essentially. Like, a lot of these companies, they have to be centralized in a way. They have to go public. They have to go a centralized route to make their money, or essentially they've been working for free for 3 to 4 or 5 years. I get it. I'm not mad at it. And I actually agree with it because, hey, you can get your money from Exodus, blah, blah, blah. And the same team can say, hey, we're finally paid now. We can relaunch another project very similar, except we won't make this one centralized at all. And we don't even need the money back from them. So now we can actually create and develop for free and for fun. So I'm not mad at it. And I actually give Exodus props because they gave us a long heads up that they were going public. They gave us a chance to warn everybody. So shout out to Exodus again for that. They're saying, hey, we get it. It might not be for the degen, hardcore Bitcoin enthusiasts and crypto crowd, but for the people who are okay with going back to centralized exchanges and platforms, this will be a good option. I will say I think Exodus will do a good job on that. However, I made that point back then to say you want to get off for people who care about their privacy, because the day will come. Well, Exodus will have shareholders, and those shareholders and the board will say, hey, we are trying to make our money by any means possible. We have a fiduciary responsibility to make money, to make more money and to make profit. When they start looking every quarter about, hey, what's another way we can make profit? Well, we can offer this token. We can do a stable coin. We can do this. The conversation will come up where they say, hey, we could just sell customer data. We could work with the government to give them these list of names and get paid by the government. We could, like, these are options to make money for the shareholders. And as a business person, I would exercise those options if I was in charge of Exodus. I would say, hey, we do have shareholders now. We're about to sell fucking customer data. Hey, we do have shareholders now. We're not about to fight with the government. We're going to work with them. We're going to give them what they want. Hopefully they can give us some grants or some funds or something in return to lessen the blow. They will work with. So that was my only point with the whole Exodus thing. If you don't mind, if you don't care, if you're on Coinbase, keep using them. If you're one of those people who's like, I don't know, maybe I got 60K in crypto. Maybe I got 75 I don't want nobody to know about. Maybe I got 100 or something. Maybe I got 3,000. Maybe I got 300. Whatever it is your right as a citizen, as a civilian, as an individual to have your value be your value and to be private. So my only point for those who are on Exodus is that, hey, it's about to become way less private. If you're still on it, then if you're still on Exodus, just know the government will know about it here in the short future. All right. That's my only point. But if you don't mind all this other stuff, they're making great plays as a business. Exodus reported nearly $96 million in revenues. Here's another thing really quick, people. Private businesses don't like people in their pocket. Nobody likes a pocket watcher, right? So the fact that they're reporting nearly $96 million in revenues means they're doing what they say they're doing. They're trying to go public. Whenever you literally, like, if you're telling people about your money, it's because you want to go public. You want it to be public. So I point that out there to say, again, if you think a company is going to tell the general public they made $96 million, they're going to tell the general public about their personal information, but not tell the general public about your personal information. You got to be crazy. But Exodus reported nearly $96 million in revenues for the fiscal year of 2021, which is a 350% increase year over year. That's right. Major software cryptocurrency wallet Exodus has gone public on the digital asset security firm Securitized Markets following a $75 million crowdfund capital raise. Exodus shares started on trading on securities on Wednesday, allowing investors from all across the U.S. and international investors from more than 40 countries to trade the Exodus Class A common stock. So they did technically go public already. Wow, that's crazy. Trading under the ticker symbol EXOD, the Exodus Class A common stock is digitally represented on the Algorand blockchain via common stock token. So again, I think this is just a preview to see what's going to come when they go public for real. I think they want to go to the New York Stock Exchange with it. Let me go ahead and throw it out there now. Coinbase, originally we had it like 20 to 24, which eventually went, I think, to a $40 billion valuation we had for it. When it went to 80 to 100, we said it was way overvalued. We stuck to that. It was overvalued. We saw that when it went public. Exodus, off the top of my head, if I had to give it a valuation off the top of my head, I would say at its max number would be $12 billion for me. As a smart investor, $12 billion would be the max, only because it is doing great stuff. It has great applications. User interface is cool. I love the portfolio. A lot of good stuff with it. The only issue is that for me, Exodus may be going public. It might be going public too late. And what I mean is that they were doing so many good things. I get why they didn't immediately go public is because it's like not enough people knew about them. They have a big enough community and volume and everything. However, I think it actually would have worked for them. They went public early because people could have saw the potential as far as like, oh, look, they're already priced low. Like we can get into it now and we can see the buildup. Instead, what a lot of these crypto projects are trying to do, unfortunately, is what I just said. They're trying to get the payday. So they're delaying to go public. And so they get the highest valuation, right? Instead of them saying, let's get a low valuation and build up, they're saying, let's wait till we get a high valuation, a bigger community, and then go public. Where I think that's going to shoot companies like Exodus in the foot at, which is why I'm only giving them a $12 billion valuation max off the top of my head, is because they're about to see a lot of competition. They're about to see a lot of competition, and the new competition won't need to build from scratch. The new competition is going to say, let me look at Cash App. Let me look at Robinhood. Let me look at Exodus. Let me look at BRD Wallet. Let me look at all these other places. Or in the case of BRD Wallet, Coinbase just bought it out outright. So all that's going to happen, and new platforms and new wallets are going to pop up. And I think they're going to give Exodus and other platforms a run for their money. If anything, I think Exodus, instead of going public, should go direct to Facebook and say, hey, I see what you guys are trying to do in the metaverse. You're going to need a wallet, portfolio management, X, Y, and Z. How about you just buy this direct? If anything, I think Facebook, a private seller or private buyer, would actually buy a company a project, a sophomore, wherever you want to call it, they will buy an Exodus. I think they can make more money off a private sale than what they could going public. Because like I said, they're starting to run out of steam actually because there's so many new ones popping up. I could be wrong because I was wrong about Coinbase. Like I said, I had that 20 to 40 billion. Shouldn't have went to 100, but the market fervor is crazy. So that could happen with Exodus when people see it and say, hey, they have an actual product. They've been around, whatever. Fuck 12, it's worth 50 billion. Possible, but I don't see it. I think it's highly improbable. I think 12 will be the max. And for them, that might be plenty. But again, I think they might want to actually look at private sellers when it comes to Facebook's or JP Morgan's, maybe Bank of America's. They should go to that. If I was in charge of Exodus, I go that direction. I wouldn't go the public direction. Or if you were to go public, launch that thing ASAP. Don't wait to launch it. Don't wait to have to hire a bigger community because somebody like Cash App might come in and swoop what you thought you were about to get. Or you could say the wrong thing and be like Terra Luna on a Thursday morning on the Gym in the Crypto. You definitely don't want that either. So try to go private. All right, last couple of quick comments. Loki, we've been trying to keep these shows back at 30 minutes again, but you know, we get to talking Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and get crazy, man. This is crazy. Let's see. Mr. Gamble the Prince said, the man said we haven't done a full dive in Terra, but dog, the project is down. Before I can call anyone out, I'll go see them face to face, get them on the show. Yeah, feel free to call in tomorrow. You're right, I haven't done a deep dive. I don't need to do a deep dive when your project is saying you're going to buy $10 billion in Bitcoin. What's the point of your project? What's the point of your project? I don't care what, and that's the thing. I don't even need to see the project name or description. If the project isn't already being built on Bitcoin, so you've already said, we don't believe in the Bitcoin network. We don't believe in the Bitcoin layer one. Like this is my point, people. It doesn't take a full deep dive. That's how easy it is to see. You already, by not building on Bitcoin, say you are admittingly saying to the entire community, I don't believe in this. Because if you did, you would build on it because it's supposed to last longer than the rest. It is showing that it's going to last longer and be stronger than the rest as far as this blockchain, the Bitcoin blockchain. So if you don't build on it, you're saying you don't believe on it. Good, fine. But not only do you not believe on it, most projects use the original Bitcoin code. So it's like you're already saying you don't believe in it, you don't want to build on it, but you're using some of the same code. Okay, whatever, which is most of the altcoin market. That's what they're doing. Then you say we have this brilliant idea for this altcoin. We're going to do X, Y, Z, but we're going to use the money and the value we made with this altcoin to buy more Bitcoin, the project and the layer we believe so much in we didn't even build on. No, it doesn't take a deep dive. It doesn't take a face. It literally takes 3 minutes to save your money or to go play in the casino. Like, it doesn't take a deep dive, but I welcome anyone from the project or any Terra stakeholders to call in tomorrow for Fuck Bitcoin Friday. Hey, I guess Terra's in the headlights right now. Like, Terra is officially in the headlights. Yeah, get Taekwondo on the show. What's his name? Do Kwon, my fault. Get him on the show. You know I like the trigger. Let's see. What else we got? I appreciate the comment. I know it's all good fun, Mr. Gamble. Michael Kennedy said, oh yeah, it's printed crazy money for people. I just looked and it's still under peg and they have 7 million bonds available for Tomb right now. Oh, I'm thinking he's talking about the Tomb project. Facebook buying Exodus would be a good buy for Facebook, said Crypto. I honestly believe so too. I think Exodus is going about it wrong. Like, get your money, Exodus. Get your money right now, man. Like, get your 300 million, get your 500 million. Like, just get it right now and get out and start a new project at this point. Start the new Terra because it looks like they won't be lasting through the weekend. Let's see. Michael Kennedy said, I can't wait till I get some time to kick back around and grill with you gentlemen. You know what? I was actually considering coming to Miami and having a meetup. If I do it, maybe we do a grill out. I was trying to think of, like, you know me, I'll be trying to be on that Playboy shit. But you know what? Maybe we'll keep it light. We'll do some beers and we'll just have a grill out. That might be actually pretty cool. I haven't grilled in forever. You know, in LA, they're not doing that. But yeah, maybe we come to Miami and do like a barbecue or something. That would be something totally different we're not seeing in space, right? Some crypto and ribs or something. I don't know what we're going to call it, but that would be pretty fun. Mr. Gamble said Tether is the biggest scam stablecoin, but you don't mind receiving for a payment though. LOL, don't know if it's 100% backed by a dollar. So yes and no, Mr. Gamble. I do agree with you. However, proliferation, this is the same reason why we use CoinMarketCap. It's like, yes, we know they're owned by Binance. But when you have 90% of the market using it and going off it, you have to, I mean, we only 21,000. Like, share, and subscribe, people. Shit, we can't fight the whole world right now. And give us 100,000, 200,000 subs, and maybe I can go after everybody for real. We can't go after everybody right now, but I do agree with you. Tether's been had some questions to answer for a very long time. And yeah, it is what it is. If Tether were to come out tomorrow, and they kind of already done it too, so they have a mix of Bitcoin and stuff, I'll be looking the same way. However, here's the difference. I don't mind receiving Tether for a payment. Ask me how long Tether stays tethered. Like, unless I literally see some chop, some sideways movement, or bear market impending, how long when we receive Tether does it say Tether? Again, let's go back to coin payments. You saw me things I had triggered in there. We'll accept Dogecoin. Like, we're just not making all the applications for it. But if somebody really was going to say, King Bitcoin Zay, I'm paying for the masterclass in Dogecoin. There's the only way you get it. I got Avalanche. I got Terra. I got, what were the top gainers today? I got Elon Floki Musk coin. That's the only way you're going to get it. I still would probably say no, because I don't feel like doing the swap. But if I were just like, all right, we have so many customers asking us to pay with Elon Floki and whatever coin, ABZ coin, yes, I would accept it. And I would trade out of it as soon as I accept it. Like, again, I don't think it's an issue. Like, you should be able to accept anything. As a merchant, you should be open to accepting anything. Your job at that point is to figure out how to transfer it to wherever. Now, specifically, the reason why we don't accept some of the other ones is because we don't, like, we just don't have to. Like, I'm not sure why this part is hard either. Like, when you have options, you have options. But if it was like, no, I need to eat tonight, and all they offer me is Elon Floki, then I'm gonna accept Elon Floki. I'm gonna swap it into Bitcoin or into the dollar, whatever. So yeah, that's all that is. But yeah, Tether. I mean, listen. Go back in the vault, people. You gotta go back to 2017 shows. We've talked about Tether at least 9 times. The whole what was it? I don't want to say the wrong exchange. Bit whatever. I can't think of the exchange. That's supposed to be in conjunction with Tether. They got all types of shady shit going on. Watch trading me. Oh yeah, we know it. Behind the scenes is whatever. But the only thing is, they were one of the first big scams. They scammed so hard they made. They're Monaco, right? They're crypto.com, right? The scam won, kind of. So it just is what it is. But I know what you mean. All right, let's see. Ali POC, he said, I'm gonna still say no, but if I could, I wanted to. Let's see. Alec G, there we go. Actually, that's true. You can buy the masterclass with Terra Luna right now. If you want to dump that Terra Luna, dump it on the masterclass. We know what to do with it. We'll swap it out for you. You don't even have to do anything. Let's see what else we have going on. Come to Miami. Yes, I'm thinking about it as well. King hit the show like Dinwiddie did last night against the net. Oh, Spencer Dinwiddie. Okay. Did he chop the nets up? All right. Did he chop the nets up? Shout out to Spencer Dinwiddie. Let's see. Anchor on the Terra blockchain has the most TVL. Okay. Of course, I have heard about Anchor, but this is my point, people. TVL. We're talking about that's from a capital standpoint. How much TVL did BitConnect have? Like, I wish some of you all were on our show when BitConnect was still around. If you would have saw the way they were coming at us, like, you would have literally thought like BitConnect was a legitimate project and we were a scam channel. The BitConnect crowd was literally like, yo, y'all just don't want people to make no money. Y'all just really want people to da 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 da. It was crazy. So, I mean, yeah, you can have a lot of TVO locked in. And I know they call it value, but does that actually equate the value? I don't know. I mean, what was it? Telegram, when Telegram tried to go public and they had the $1.7 billion of funds they generated, they did that with 18 people. 18 different companies, organizations, or people were able to generate $1.7 billion for Telegram. So at that time, you could say, just based off the worth, hey, this is the best one out. And it's like, is it though? Or is that just the capital? Like, people believe in it. I don't know. I mean, how much money does Ethereum have pumping into it from every direction? Let's see. All right. Ruel Black said, yeah, it definitely seems scammy and contradictory having a stable coin based on Bitcoin. Oh, yeah, they about to buy it. Hey, they about to buy it up, people. They about to buy it up. All right, I think that's about it. Seeing a lot of good comments come in. Appreciate the comments. I could be wrong. Of course, if I am wrong, feel free to call in tomorrow, of course, for the Fuck Bitcoin Friday show. But in the meantime, to get the conversation started, let me know in the comment section. Is Terra a scam? Like, let's for real. Let's call it out right now. Is Terra Luna a scam? Let me know in the comment section. Yes or no, really quick. A couple of quick sentences. We'll talk about it tomorrow on Fuck Bitcoin Friday. What are your thoughts on Congress pushing back against the SEC? Congress said, you know what Congress said? You already know what they said. They said,
gonna take it.
We're not going to take it. Hey, Congress woke up with evil on their mind. They was like, yo, no, we can't do this shit no more. I got this crypto company trying to fund my whole campaign next year, and they talking about they can't make any sales because SEC keep trying to hit them up with paperwork. We can't do it no more. All right, shout out to those 8 members of Congress. Shout out to Congress member Emmer, or whatever you call it. Of course, make sure you smash that like, share, and subscribe. I didn't mean to go this long today, but as we say every day, we literally wake up and start talking Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So it happens like that. We'll see you tomorrow, of course, for another show. Be on the lookout for a lot of news out there. And check out the masterclass if you haven't already. We still say it because we're super proud of it. Here's another thing, people. How long has the masterclass been out? How many complaints have you seen about it? Boom, there you go. If you haven't got the masterclass already and you still have a lot of basic questions or you're trying to figure out how to do your deep dives in this space, check it out. It is worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. Especially times like this where there's a lot of sideways movement. The market is quiet. Take the masterclass. By the time you get to the Bitcoin conference, you'll sound like an expert and you'll know you're right from your left. Smash the like and share. We'll see you all tomorrow with some more news. Cheers.